colour and one of the majestic species of the tropical reefs, the coral trout. Scoffed in a little soft plastic. That's the aim of the game today. Going to throw around little bait fish imitations in the way of soft plastics. He's a bit small, so he can go back. It's a magnificent day on the water. Great day to be boating, but too often I've found that these glasshead type days mean you're in for a really, really tough fish bite. One way to get around it in the reef, no matter where you fish the reef, I find is to have a really subtle lure presentation. That often means using something like a soft plastic. Now, I know there's a lot of anglers out there that are a bit shy about soft plastics, particularly in the tropical reef, because you've got a lot of small toothy critters that make quick work of a soft plastic, and that's the reason there's so many of us starting to use the metals. Although the metals are a great lure choice, days like this, the soft plastic is the first thing I reach for because it gives me the opportunity to have that really soft, subtle presentation that can undo those fish. The key is finding a soft plastic which handles the rigours of those toothy little guys. This one's done a bit of work this morning already. As you can see, a couple of little tears in it, but well and truly intact and looking like the real thing. Let's put it to practice and see how we go. Up we jump. Whew. Little reef species. The Moses perch. He's not a bad little Moses perch either. One of the legianid species. And they hunt like many of the other legianids, sitting tight around structure. Just love to bash things that come past. In this case, quietly hopped Z-Man soft plastic. Thought it was breakfast on the menu. Got the other end of Nige instead. Come on. That was a solid end. Just delicately hopping this plastic along the reef as we drift with the current. It's a great way to come across a range of fish, particularly those aggressive ones that sit low, just waiting for something to gently come past them. Species like the coral trout. Beautiful. Look at that. It's why you love getting out in the reef. Come across fish like that. They're not always that active, particularly on days like this. That's the reason I often reach for that soft plastic. Tropical areas, you want a tough plastic, and today, got the Z-Mans on board, one of the toughest plastics you'll find. I've chased sharp-toothed pelagics with them before. Now putting them to the test on these guys, they seem to like them. I fish soft plastics differently depending on the type of water depth I'm fishing in. At the moment, I'm in what I would call the shallows, 15 metres of water. Anytime I'm in 5 to 20 metres of water, I like to drift and cast that plastic head of the boat and work it back towards me. Fishing 15 metres along a ledge at the moment, cast as far as you can, engage the reel, keep the line tight and watch it. This is a bit where you just got to be a bit patient and let it get down there. What you will have to do, mend up a little bit of line as the plastic starts coming towards you, and then it's all about watching that line. Line management is the key to catching fish like this. As that lure starts to hit the reef, you'll notice the line slacken, slight little jabbing motion occasionally. As that happens, just lift the plastic up off the bottom, quickly wind up your slack line and let it go back down. What these fish are doing at the moment is sitting in current waiting for food to come towards them. This is the best way to imitate it. Any little bump or tap that you feel on the rod, strike and away you go. You'd be surprised how small a tap a big fish can throw at you sometimes. For me, that's one of the real reasons I love chucking soft plastic, particularly when you're offshore on the reef. You just never know what's going to come past, and when that pelagic train comes cruising through eating bait fish, you're casting what looks like a great little bait fish imitation to the fish on the bottom. So easy to put it in amongst the mayhem, and they just love crash tackling them because it's exactly what they're eating. Distressed bait fish. Beauty of soft plastics, you can make it look like anything. Nice release, here we go. Mac tuna, thanks for coming. I just puffed, time to go chase reefies again. Fish. Come on. Come on, get it up, get it up, get it up. Come on, no, 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 no. Oh. Whew. Working hard. I've so subtly hopped a little plastic over that reef then. I got the slightest little tap, lost weight, and I've struck into a fish that is brutalising me at the moment. Desperately trying to get back to reef. I'm working hard. Here we go. Oh yes. Isn't that a pretty fish? Aren't they splendid? The red throat emperor. And don't they just love a soft plastic? They're one of those fish that sometimes you won't get as much success on the metals, but to very subtly drift a soft plastic down there, sometimes that's exactly what they want. They make you earn it when you hook them too. Let's get him in. Oh, wow. A few more splendid looking reef fish in my opinion than these guys, the red throat emperor. And they're such advocates for a well presented lure. You can catch them on baits, on the lures. But when I'm chasing these, it's always the soft plastic which comes out first because it just seems to be the thing that they tune into so well. He'll be hunting in a pack or out there on his own, just looking for that odd straight bait fish which is coming cruising past. And that's exactly what we're imitating when we're getting those soft plastics down there. They're tough on the gear. Certainly see a few teeth marks on that jig head, on that plastic. That's the benefit of using a tough soft plastic. Go to Z-Man. Oh. Cranky little bite. Just hopped it off the bottom and paused it. So often on that pause, as this looks like what a little bait fish sort of seems to hop off the reef and then pause. That's when a lot of the predators go, thanks for coming, you're mine. There you go. So the grade A predators down there, coral trout. Chucky little fish, the coral trout. Love catching them because they're great sport, awesome to look at. Very, very good on the dinner plate. He's quite taken to my little Z-Man plastic. It's exactly what he's down there on the reef doing, sitting there, waiting for bait fish to come past. In this neck of the woods, virtually eating an aquarium type diet. There's so many coloured fish down there. And when you come to choosing your plastic, that's sometimes worth considering. Have a few natural ones in the tackle box and also some of those really brightly coloured ones. Might make the difference on some days. Key ingredient to success when you're fishing with soft plastics on the reef is all about getting your jig head weight, in my opinion. What that means on any given day, the start of the day, you're going to have different current conditions, different wind conditions, also different water depths. What you want to do is experiment with different weights of jig heads until you start getting your bites. And for me, also a big part of it is working out what presentation you want. Today, I'm working on a wounded bait fish imitation. So what I want to get is my weight right so that I get that slow, fluttering presentation of my plastic down to those fish. The moment I start getting bites, I know I'm in the money. I'm starting to get things right. The other thing we can work on then is what plastic you want to throw at them. And within the Z-Man range, there's a whole range of different plastics. Whatever area you choose to fish, work out what kind of bait you're going to find there, and then find a plastic that's going to suitably imitate that type of bait. Today I'm working with the 5-inch range of plastics, the center jerk shads, and also the 5-inch Streak Z. It's a wonderful little plastic. I love the opening night, that little glittery pattern. The neat thing about these plastics, they're super tough. Mount them on the headlocks jig heads, which is what they are designed to be rigged on. And then a neat feature, this belly gap in the plastic, which if you want to add a little bit more scent to it, stick on a little bit of your Procure, whatever flavour you want, squid, bloody tuna, crab, there's a whole variety of scents. Squirt a bit of that in there and you've got a plastic that looks the goods, smells the goods as well. Let's put it into action. Whew. Gotta go fast with these guys. Just tickling that plastic over the reef. Such a delicate little process, really is finesse, fishing of the reef. Just being able to manage your line and just keep that plastic just jigged above the reef. It's really about watching that line. The moment you see it hitting reef, hop it above and then just wait for those bites, because when these guys climb on board, you've got to go really, really quickly. It's very engaging stuff. High adrenaline stuff too, and these latch on and try to take you home. I've changed position now and I'm fishing in 30 to 40 metres of water. I've changed strategy as well, whereas in the shallows, I was casting ahead of the drift of the boat and fishing that plastic towards me. Now, what I'm going to do is actually fish behind the boat. I've changed to 1 ounce jig head. There's a little bit of current run here. I'm going to pitch this out behind the boat and simply feed that line out. Carefully watching the braid. After a while, it's going to get close to bottom. The moment it does, this braid will noticeably slacken off. I don't want to let it sit on the bottom. The moment it does that, engage the reel, give it a little jiggle up off the bottom, and then simply hold it. Let that plastic drift along behind the boat. What you're really trying to imitate is a bait fish that's headed to bottom, hit it, and then popped its way up, and it's swimming along very much like a stray piece of bait. And that's exactly what the guys down there are waiting for. The bites will very often be little bumps and then a load up. You don't want to strike at the taps, wait for that rod to load up, hit it, and go. It's a lot of fun, a bit different to what we were doing before, but very, very effective in fishing that deeper water. Come on, come on, get up off bottom, get up, get up. Oh, oh, come on, that's a good fish, come on. Oh, just got to get him up off that bottom. So good at getting home. Come on. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh. That's how to get it down there and get the bites. Not always easy getting them home. There's some big critters down there and they love nothing better than that little bait fish that drifts past them. Oh, I'm puffed. I'm going to sit here and see if this fish is going to come out. I doubt I'm going to win this battle. I might be a bit undergun, but you never know. You never know. You never know. Oh, come on. Be nice to win one today. I've had a few close encounters that have ended up on the reef. This fish I want to get. Come on, before the sharks find him. Come on. Come on. Oh. Whew. To do this sort of stuff, I'm fishing medium weight spin gear. 4 to 8 kilo, 5 to 10, 30 pound braid, 40 pound leader, and a 3,500 to 4,500 size reel. There we go. He's not the trout I was hoping for. He's a big Chinaman fish, which in Queensland can't keep, but isn't he a magnificent critter? Oh. Well, that's what all the fuss is about. Big Chinaman fish. And don't they battle hard for every step of the way you try to winch them back from the reef. There you go, 40 pound leader. He was well and truly in the reef and I sat him out and he managed to come out. It shows you what you can do on that medium weight spin gear. Like I said, 4 to 8 kilo, 5 to 10 kilo rod. Make sure it's light and sensitive so you can really get into the finesse style of fishing that this is, really feeling what's going on down there. 30 pound braid and that leader has done its job today. On that note, I think I've done my job as well today. Had some fun with the plastics. Beautiful day, beautiful, beautiful fish. Well and truly made me earn it. On that note, with some tight arms, I'm gonna let him go to grow bigger and uglier and smarter. A bit of a breather, shove him down to the depths. Whew.
And to keep up to date with everything the Fishing Show crew is up to, including our latest competitions and prize giveaways, head over to our Facebook page, AFN The Fishing Show. And if you're keen for content, AFN TV is now free to join with over 1,000 videos at your fingertips, plus tip and tactics from Bill and myself.